Hey guys, welcome to DIY on the Fly with your main guy, HaiTiaN BoB. So today we're going to take a look at how to make a blanket ladder. Now blanket ladders are pretty inexpensive to make, but you'll find them retailing from anywhere from $25 all the way up to as much as $85. What? Or should I say, mes amis? Who wants to pay that much for a blanket ladder? Now, I wasn't willing to, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot of you guys out there that aren't willing to as well. So let's go into my garage and figure out how to craft one out for $15. $15. So follow me and let's go get it cracking and make it happen. I'm sorry guys, give me 1 second. Oh, sorry about that. Totally forgot you guys are going to be joining me today. So, I know you didn't come here to see me do my 2 steps. So let's get into this blanket ladder that we're talking so much about today. So we're going to talk a little bit about the components of this ladder. So I want to take a closer look at exactly what's going to go into this. Before we start putting this ladder together, I want to take a few seconds just to talk about the main components of this ladder. So there's going to be 2 main components. One's going to be a 2x3 by 8 foot board. The other one's going to be a 2x2 by 8 foot board. Now for the 2x3 by 8 foot board, you're going to need 2 of these. This is white wood, and it's pretty inexpensive. For each, it was $2 a piece. So in total for both that I purchased was $4. The next component you're going to be looking at is going to be the 2x2 by 8 foot board. Now this was about $3 and some change, and I only needed 1 of these. So in total, for all the wood pieces in this project, it ended up being $8. Now you say, okay, so where does the 15 come from? Of course, I needed to purchase some wood glue, and I also purchased some chalky spray paint. Now the chalky spray paint, you can get it at Michael's. Michael's normally has a 40 or 50% off coupon, which will help with the price and cut that price in half. And so in total, for all the components, I ended up spending a total of $15 to make this project. So now that we talked about the components, let's take a look at how to put this thing together. All right, guys, so let's put this ladder together. So the very first thing I ended up doing is taking my 2x3s, and I ended up laying them on top of each other, and I vice gripped them down. Now, this isn't necessary, but I just found this easier for me, as I know I'm going to have to mimic the holes that's going to go in one on the other. And if I do it this way, I assure that all of my holes line up when I go and put my rungs on the ladder. So, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to figure out what's going to be the top of my ladder, and I'm going to measure out 10.5 inches on the top here, and I'm going to mark it at 10.5. Then from that line, I want to measure down 12 inches. So each rung is going to be at about 12 inches apart. The other thing that you want to look at is, now what we're going to do is we're going to try to get the center point of this stud. Now, I know that this stud is about 2 inches wide, and for this one, actually a little bit wider. It's about 2.5 inches, right? And so I want to go right in the middle of that. And so what I'm going to end up needing to do is go 1 1/4. So at 1 1/4, I'm going to mark an X on the lines that I just drew at 1 1/4, so I can make sure that this is right in the middle. Okay, so now that I have my markings of exactly the middle of this stud of where I'm going to put all of my rungs, now I'm going to pre-drill these holes in here. Now, you don't, like I said before, not necessary. You can just go ahead and measure off the other piece as well. But for me, this is just easier, as I know I have to essentially duplicate my measurements onto this other one. Might as well just drill it all down, and then that way I take the guessing out of it, or making sure the possibility that it's not right. Alright guys, now that we got the holes all pre-drilled in here, and I know exactly where the center of all of my studs are and exactly where every single rung is going, now we're going to actually just put the screws in there. This is just going to help us quickly put this ladder together. So grab my wood screws. Done. So only thing now that I'm going to do is I'll get a little bit of wood filler and fill in some of these countersunk holes that I put on the sides, on both sides. I'll allow that to dry, get a good sanding down of this whole ladder with some 220 grit sandpaper, take it out back, spray paint it with the chalky spray paints, distress it how I like, and that's it. It'll be ready to go. So I hope you enjoyed. Hope you learned a little bit today, and then hopefully see you come back next time on our DIY on the fly, guys. So it's your boy HaiTiaN Bob out. Peace. Time for me to go turn my compost on, as you guys instructed me last time.
Gracias a